Today we're going to show you the D-Link Powerline Adapter AV2 2000 for all your Ethernet needs. You know, I own and have used the D-Link Powerline DHP series in the past. My DHP 302, which is right here, has been a lifesaver when I need to run an Ethernet cable and couldn't punch through a wall to do it. The newest D-Link Powerline adapter is the AV2000. This can send around 2 gigabytes worth of data through your electrical wiring in places where Ethernet and Wi-Fi can't get to. It's perfect when you want a hardwire for your Fire TV, your Xbox, your PS4, or even plug into a switch where you can connect all of your devices and there's no Wi-Fi around. Some new additions to the AV2 2000 include MIMO, which is called multiple input, multiple output. Now, think of it like the data splitting up and the smaller pieces actually taking the path of least resistance to get to the destination point. So it just goes through all of your wires, comes back together, so no bottleneck happens. Best part is you can connect up to 16 devices through this system, so you can have a small switch in your living room while your router's sitting over here in one of the bedrooms. Now, this device is very easy to set up. For best use, it's good to have it on the same circuit. It will pass through most homes if the living room is on one circuit and the bedroom's on the other circuit. But if you're in a larger building, you might need to figure out the circuit breaker system to make sure that you can do this. Simply plug in one of the 2 boxes in the wall close to your Ethernet router, and then, of course, plug in your cable into the router itself. Then plug another power line box in the room that you want to have more data come through, and of course the cable going to a switch or the device itself. Now, there is no button needed like on the previous version. You just simply hook it up and a green light will tell you if you're good to go. If it's not, it'll either be red or amber. There is also a reset button on the bottom if you run into some major problem. The data is encrypted to 128-bit AES, and the power save mode makes sure that you don't get a big electric bill at the end of the month. But the real question is the D-Link Powerline worth it? Well, when we come back, we'll look at all the pros and cons. So the D-Link Powerline can pass up to 2 gigabytes of data between your devices. Let's look at all the pros and cons and see if this will work for you. First of all, let's talk about the unknown factor. Basically, the power in your apartment or house. If all lines are up to code and there's no other power issues in the house, D-Link will work at its best. I connected one in my studio and the other one in the living room, sometimes down in the basement where some media devices live. I was able to watch movies, play games, and do more without many issues. Like I said, the power performance depends on where you have the device plugged in. The D-Link will indicate a weaker signal on the box with an amber light. Red means, of course, no connection, and green will be good. And you just basically plug it in and go from there. You want to make sure that you plug this device directly into the wall. Not only could your data transfer suffer using an extension cord or power strip, but you're actually compromising any surge protection the strip offers because it's doing something it wasn't intended to do. The downside is it is a pretty big box, so it might take up more than one plug outlet when you do plug it in. Of course, the more devices that you have plugged in, Xbox, PS4, Roku, whatever, the slower the transfer, especially if all 16 are sending and receiving data at the same time. The DHP 700AV also needs a grounded plug, as opposed to the previous one, which didn't. You can use an adapter, but it might compromise the flow. Now, I did some transfer speed tests, and I was seeing data move at about 600 megabytes per device. However, if you have 2 or more devices connected through the line, both will share the line well. I was streaming movies, I was playing games on Xbox, and I was using my computer without any stutter. Finally, just like with any cable, the further away from point A to point B you get, the less likely the data will stay constant. Overall, this device works. No need to run wires or punch holes in the wall. I even use this in my video rig when I have to run a long Ethernet cable. Instead, I'll put this into the power line and then run a shorter cable, and then the destination will also have one, so I don't have to tape down anything and go from there. But tell me what you think about it. Do you have the older version? Do you have the newer version? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Let me know what you think by tweeting me over at Geekazine. Think Magazine, put in a geek. or geekazine@gmail.com. We got a lot more great videos coming, and of course, subscribe over to the channel over at youtube.com/Geekazine or right on the site over at Geekazine.com. Thanks a lot for watching, and until next time, you guys geek out.